from Murphy Canyon Little League D'Amato Field, which was established in 1975. This is the Section 6 All-Star Little League Tournament, the 10 and 11-year-olds, featuring District 31 representatives, Carmel Mountain Ranch All-Stars, and the District 70 representatives, Rancho Buena Vista All-Stars. Let's get the lineups for both squads. First, for Rancho Buena Vista All-Stars, the head coach is Marty Miller. And one of the coaches is Tim Epp, along with Eric Loberg. Number 6, batting first, or playing shortstop, I should say, position 6. Number 2 is Noah Owen. Number 32, playing catcher is Max LeBeau. Number 23, pitcher is Corey Loberg. Number 99, first base is Bob Casey. Number 13, left fielder Garrett Frechette. Number 18, third baseman Ryan Rice. Number 10, second baseman Zach Thurman. Number 24 will be Tristan Carballo, and he's playing center field. And batting ninth will be number 15, right fielder Yannick Kammer. There were 2 subs for Rancho Buena Vista, and that'll be Hunter Epp, number 25, and Travis Laterno, number 14. Now let's get the lineup for Carmel Mountain Ranch All-Stars. They're head coached by Bill Ray. The assistant coach is Rich Castillo and Jack Lewis. Batting first, number 2, second baseman Tim Schau. Batting second, number 10. At shortstop will be Christian Lewis. Batting third, number 5, left fielder David Orenstein. Batting fourth, number 35, at first base John Soto. Batting fifth, number 7, at third base is Trevor Ray. Batting sixth, number 21, at catcher will be Logan Bursons. Batting seventh, number 44, center fielder Nora Comstad. Number 9, batting eighth, will be Brian So, and he's a pitcher. And batting ninth, number 11, right fielder Joel Stevens. The rest of the lineup will be Thomas Barton. He's number 37, Kelton Castillo, number 16, Wayne Moak, number 36, and Ethan Albertson, number 34. And those are your lineups. We'll be back with the starting of this Section All-Star Tournament, Section 6 of Little League Baseball, in just a moment. Defensive positions for Rancho Buena Vista All-Stars. Number 13 is Garrett Frechette. Left field. Center field is number 24, Tristan Carballo. Roaming around in right field is number 15, Yannick Kammerer. 99, Bob Casey is at first base. Number 10, Zach Thurman, is at second. Number 2, the shortstop is Noah Owen. And at third base, number 18, Ryan Rice. Pitcher is Corey Loberg. He's number 23. And the catcher is number 32, Max LeBeau. Corey Loberg working to Max LeBeau. He's catcher. And up first is Timothy Schau. Number 2, second baseman for Carmel Mountain Ranch. Loberg's first pitch catches the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Carmel Mountain Ranch getting here in the championship. They beat Del Mar National in fine fashion over in Poway. Next pitch is waved at and missed. Timothy Schau. 0-2 the count to it. Loberg has the sign he wants. Now he's going to rock and deal. Line outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count. Timothy Shaw will be followed by Christian Lewis, and then David Orenstein. Wind is blowing from right to left. And that ball is high and outside for ball 2. And now all of a sudden, tough to locate for the pitcher, Corey Loberg. 2-2 now to count. Timothy Shaw. Right-hander's delivery is fouled away at the plate. Still 2-2. The home plate umpire is Mark Smith. At first base is James Thompson. Steve Ron is at second, and David Gillihan is at third. The 2-2 pitch. And it is not a swing, so it is now 3-2. So now the count full to Shaw. 3-2 delivery, swung on and missed. And Shaw strikes out for the first out of the game. So send out to bat number 10, Christian Lewis, the shortstop for Carmel Mountain Ranch in this Section 6 All-Star Tournament game. Hopefully you've got your beverage and your snack, and you can sit back and enjoy this one from Murphy Canyon Little League. D'Amato Park. Loberg's first pitch is waved at and missed. 0-1 to count. Lewis. One gone here in the top half of the first inning. On a July 14th day, 2012. Loberg's next pitch is high and inside. 1-1 out of count to Lewis. Waiting on deck is David Orenstein. One delivery is hit hard into left field. Left fielder not going to be able to get it. And so holding at first base is Christian Lewis with a base hit. So Christian Lewis, the second man up, is able to erase any kind of no-hit thought. And here is number 5, left fielder David Orenstein. Pitch to Orenstein is a strike. Lower half of the strike zone. 0-1 to count to him. Greg G.K. Porter with George Langevin on a video camera from 25 feet up in the air, bringing you the sights and sounds. Fouled away to plate. 0-2 as Corey Loberg out in front. One out and one on. Carmel Mountain Ranch. Loberg's delivery is hit hard down the right field line. It's fair. Lewis rounding second now. Lewis will go to third, and he'll hold up there, and a double for David Orenstein. So fell behind in the count, and he's able to rock a double down the right field line. And Carmel Mountain Ranch All-Stars are in business here with one out. Here's number 35, the first baseman, John Soto. Loberg's pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. I hear that you have to be careful with number 35. Pitch by Loberg. That fastball not able to catch up with it is Soto. So it's 1-1. Trevor Ray is on deck with 1 out in the inning. And he got a good curveball there. And it's 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes as Soto falls behind in the count. Can he do the same thing that Orenstein did? Pitch to him is fouled away. Not going to be playable. So it's still 1-2. Trevor Ray waiting his opportunity on deck. The runners at second and third. Opportunity time here for Soto if he can straighten it out. Loberg's pitch in hard and deep, and that one is not going to be playable. It's a home run, a 3-run home run for John Soto, and it's 3-0. Oh, he hit that one deep and far. That took off like a missile, and all of a sudden, Carmel Mountain Ranch is ahead in the score, 3-0. Still 1 out in the inning. Trevor Ray, number 7, the third baseman, comes up. Trevor Ray, the batter now. To face Corey Loberg. One ball and no strikes to count now to Trevor Ray. John Soto awakening his partisans with a big 3-run home run. And your first game of this section, that's the way you want to start off in the first inning. Still a lot of the game left. Could be a high-scoring one. We'll see what happens. Three balls and no strikes. As Loberg starting to labor here. Nobody on board base. Base is cleared by Soto on the last player up. Can't get that one. It's 3-1. Logan Bursons is attempting to get an opportunity. Three and two now. Good fastball by Lobert. Can he retire Ray? Or will Ray get on board? Fouled away. It's 3-2. Been a warm week in San Diego County. Primarily on a humid side in the mountains, deserts, and a lot of precipitation over the last 24 hours or so. Took a little bit off that pitch. Not able to locate, so Trevor Ray will be on board via the walk. And that'll send up to bat Logan Bursons, number 21, catcher. Still one out in the inning, 3-0. Carmel Mountain. Tough to tell which team is which as they have the same colors. Burson's not able to get that pitch. Falls behind, 0-1 count. Upper half of the strike zone, and now he's down 0-2. Ray wanting to move around the base paths. Standing at first base. Hit hard, past the second baseman, and into right field. And you got runners now at first and second as Logan Bursons has a base hit. That is the fourth hit of the first inning. One of them was a home run. And now here's number 44, Noah Kimstead, the center fielder. Runners on first and second for Carmel Mountain Ranch. The District 33 representatives. Beautiful bunt down the third base line, and everybody's going to be safe. Noah Kempstead comes out and gets a base hit on a bunt. And it's beautiful to see at the young age, 10 and 11-year-olds learning how to bunt that baseball. Somewhat of a lost art in the world of baseball. Here's the number 8th batter in the lineup, number 9, Brian So, the pitcher. And a pitch to him is a strike. So, with an opportunity here to get an RBI or so. His team already leading 3-0 here in the top half of the first inning. Lohberg's pitch is outside. 1-1 a count. They'll turn the lineup over after Joel Stevens, and he's on deck. Fouled away. 1-2 now to count to So. As Brian just reaching out to make contact with that pitch. Trying to stay alive. Now it's 2-2. 2-2 to count. Brian So. Two delivery is fouled away. Again, So staying tough up there, protecting the plate. With one out and the bases loaded. As Dick Enberg will call it, player on every pillow. Some of those in the county do not know, but he is announcing for Fox doing the Pottery games. Lohberg's pitch, and he went after it. And So is out. Two gone. However, the runner did score in Trevor Ray. It is 4-0. Bursons is over at third now. Kempstead is standing at second. He got on board via that beautiful bunt. And here's number 11, the right fielder, Joel Stevens. Bottom of the order. Stevens, an opportunity still to get an RBI at the bottom of the order. Lohberg's pitch is a strike. 0-1, a count to him. And if you're Lohberg, you want to try to get out Stevens or get somebody out on those base paths to end this inning. A lot of pitches thrown. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Remember, all of these youngsters, even if they're not starting, are all-stars representing their little league. They can all do damage. They can all make something happen. Lohberg's pitch, high and outside. 1-2 now to count. On a beautiful Saturday afternoon. The canyon above the 15 freeway. Fouled away. Not too far from Charger Park area. And those guys will be online pretty soon. As the All-Star game just completed. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. 4-0 to score. Top half of the first inning. Carmel Mountain Ranch coming out making contact with the baseball. 1-2 to count. 1-2 pitch is low and outside. Now it's 2-2. Waiting on deck is the man who started off the game, Timothy Shaw. Two-two delivery, waved at and missed for strike 3. So Stevens strikes out, and they strand a couple runners, but they do get 4 of them across home plate, and they lead 4-0 as we go to the bottom half of the first. Left field is going to be David Orenstein. Noah Kimstead is playing in center field. Roaming around and right is Joel Stevens. Joel Soto is at first base. Timothy Shaw is playing defensively at second. Shortstop is Christian Lewis. And over at third base is Trevor Ray. Logan Bursons is the backstop, the catcher. Brian So is on the mound. Bottom half of the first inning. The first at bat for Rancho Buena Vista All-Stars representing District 70. And if I mentioned Carmel Mountain Ranch is representing District 33, that is incorrect. They're representing District 31. I believe it's District 33 hosting this Section 6 All-Star Tournament. First batter being Noah Owen, number 2, shortstop. 0-1 account to Noah. So the long look, and he's ready to go. The delivery is fouled away past the first base coaching bag, or coaching position there. Nevertheless, it's 0-2. 0-2 the count to Noah Owen. Max LeBeau is on deck for RBV. Now, So steps off the river. So's pitch. Slow roller, and it's a tough play past the second baseman and into right field. So Noah Owen leads it off with a single. Those are always unfriendly to the pitcher. Leading off an inning or leading off the game. Here is Max LeBeau, the catcher for the North County visitors. Strike thrown by So. Nothing in one account to Max LeBeau. Outside. 1-1 account to Max. Corey Loberg waiting his opportunity on deck. Bunt attempt, and it's successful. So gloves it, throws the first in time to Soto. And there's one gone. Score that one 1-3. Nice play by the pitcher. But moving down to second base on the play was Noah Owen. Corey Lerberg. Pitcher wants to try to help himself out here. His team down by 4. Pitch to him is a strike. Nothing at 1. A count to Corey. So the long look. And he rocks and deals. It's outside. One and one to count. Owen, scoring position down at second base. 1-1 delivery is a strike. And now it's 1-2. So Corey Lerberg falling behind on a count. Let's see what he can do to try to protect home plate. Versus Brian Soak. So's pitch. Out to corner. 2 gone as Corey Lerberg strikes out. Comes up number 99, Bob Casey, the first baseman. So Bob Casey steps in from the left side against the right-handed pitcher, Brian Soak. So's pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to the cleanup man, Bob Casey. Taller youngsters out there on the field. Again, this is 10 and 11-year-old All-Stars. You wouldn't think it's that way with Bob up there at the home plate. The youngsters nowadays growing taller and taller. But I think that's a generational thing. Every generation seems to be taller. Two balls and no strikes now to count to Bob Casey. Garrett Frechette waiting his opportunity on deck. But there's still 2 outs. Runner at second base. Waved at and missed. Looked like a good one to swing at for Bob Casey. Just couldn't get it. 2-1 to count. So's pitch. Hit to second base. Second baseman has it. Throws to first. And they retire the side. 4-3. The third out. So we go to the top of the second. It's still 4-0. Carmel Mountain Ranch over RBV. Timothy Shaw will start it off. In the top of the second inning, it is 4-0. Carmel Mountain Ranch over Rancho Buena Vista. And a beautiful bunt, and just got to eat it as Shaw aboard. Beautifully placed that time. Timothy, who struck out the first time, gets aboard on a base hit. Now, it'll send up to bat Christian Lewis. Pitch to Christian. It's a strike. Christian singled. His first time up. Lerberg off-speed pitch that time. And motoring down to second base is Shaw. Shaw is showing that speed out there on the base pass. One to count. 1-2 now to Lewis. One-two delivery, down too low now. Now it's 2-2. Lober comes to the plate, fouled away. 2-2, still the count. David Orenstein waiting his opportunity on deck. In this 4-0 game here in the second inning. Right-hander comes to the plate, hit hard down to third. Third baseman has it, throws across in time. However, moving down to third base is Timothy Shaw. So Shaw being alert on a base pass. That out-recorded 5-3. And now here's David Orenstein, left fielder. There'll be a conference on him out. 4-0. Carmel Mountain Rats, CMR over RBV. Bob Casey is going to be pitching now, and he will take his warm-up tosses, and then we'll be right back. David Orenstein stepping in from the right side, face Bob Casey. Bob was playing at first base. This one's hit hard to left field. Left fielder going back, and it hits the wall. One run will score. It is 5-0. Orenstein heading to second, and he's in with a double. So David Orenstein greets Bob Casey. First pitch. And deposit it in the lower part of the left field fence. Not too far from that San Diego Padres sign out there. First pitch swinging, John Soto fouls it away. And you know what John Soto did, and if you don't, he hit a 3-run home run the last time he was up. Love to get another RBI here. He's got 3 already in the game. 1-1 now the count. Five to nothing. CMR leading here in the second inning. Curveball did not break the way Bob Casey wanted it to. And it came out of his hand too high. 2-1 now to count, and now it is 2-2. So it's 2-2 to John Soto. Trevor Ray waiting an opportunity on deck. Soto facing Casey for the first time. Head down to short. Shortstop has it. Long throw. And it's not accurate enough. And rounding third and scoring is David Orenstein. And the runner, Orenstein, is out. And now that's his second out. He cannot hit first slide. And so it's still 5-0. But Soto is at first base. Batter Trevor Ray fouls it away. And Trevor walked his first time up, but he scored in the first inning. It's 0-1 to him here. He still has an opportunity to get an RBI with the runner at first base in Soto and try to still get that 5th run. And Soto heads down to second base. One and one out of count. Casey got the sign he wants, comes to the plate, and gets a strike on Ray. One and two to count. Fouled away, still 1 and 2. Five to nothing. Carmel Mountain Ranch. The 5th run being scored by Timothy Shaw. They would have had 6 to nothing, but Ornstein did the same thing he sees players do in major leagues. Slide head first, and you can't do that. Or at least not going to home plate. And a nice curveball to get the final out of the inning. Well, they strand the runner at third base. And so we're going to go to the bottom half of the second inning as 5 to nothing. Carmel Mountain Ranch over Rancho Buena Vista. It'll be Garrett Frechette followed by Ryan Rice and Zach Thurman here in the bottom of the second inning. The score is 5 to nothing. Carmel Mountain Ranch over Rancho Buena Vista. Due in large part to the 3-run home run by John Soto in the first inning. Kind of correction on what I said about the rule of sliding in head first. You can, if you overrun a bag, you can slide back head first with a hand trying to apply the tag. This one's hit deep. And it is going to be a base hit by number 13, Garrett Frechette. And make that a double as he motors to second base. And they'll bring it to bat, number 18, Ryan Rice. For the first time facing So. Slow curve for a strike. To finish the thought, though, you cannot head first slide to any base, not just home plate. Nothing and 1 to count to Ryan Rice there for the first time. Hit hard past the third baseman into left field. Frechette will hold at third, and Rice is aboard with a single. And now 2 straight hits to start off the second inning, the bottom of the second, for Rancho Buena Vista. So you got runners at the corners, first and third for RBV. And there's going to be a pinch runner for Ryan Rice. And that's going to be Hunter Epp. Zach Thurman getting his first time up there in the batter's box right here at Murphy Canyon Little League. Over here in the military housing area. So, comes to the plate. And it's a strike. Nothing in one to count to Zach. Zach wants to try to follow up what his teammates have done. And Frechette and Rice getting base hits or more. Of course, the extra base hit and Garrett Frechette at third. One and one to count to Thurman. So has the pitch he wants, comes to the plate. Down too low now. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Tristan Carballo waiting on deck. The right-hander's delivery is punched at to the shortstop. And he will record 1 out with a mark of F6. Well, Thurman retired via the line drive, and now here is Tristan Carballo, center fielder. Again, runners on first and third. RBV. Nothing in one to Carballo. Carballo, the 8th man in the lineup. Rancho Buena Vista. So, as a pitch he wants, comes to the plate, down too low. 1 and 1. Now the wind blowing out a little bit. 1 out here in the second inning. Curveball down too low now. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Carballo. RBV wants to try to at least put one run on the board in this inning or more. And now it is 3 and 1. Three and 2 now to count. Nice pitch there by So. Now the count is full. Carballo looks at that one outside for ball 4. And now the bases are loaded. Yeah, Yannick Kammerer is the batter. Number 15, the right fielder. Going to step in from the left side, Kammerer. Hits it hard. Past the second baseman and into center field. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. So 2-run single for Yannick Kammerer. Five to 2 now the score. At third base now is Tristan Carballo. And at first base is Yannick Kammerer. New pitcher for Carmel Mountain Ranch, number 35, John Soto. And he'll be facing top of the order, Noah Owen. Owen singled his first time up, but obviously that was against So. As we are in the second inning, 5-2 the score, fouled away. As RBV trying to climb into this one. Nothing in one, a count to Owen. Fouled away. Still nothing in two. Waved at and missed. So Owen strikes out. And John Soto coming in throwing strikes. Second out of the inning now. Obviously the first strikeout for Soto. Max LeBeau stepping in. He grounded out the first time against So. Pitch to him is a strike. Nothing in one, a count. And warming up in the bullpen for RBV is Frechette. Get a good look at him. The 0-1 delivery to LeBeau. There's a strike, and now it's nothing in two. LeBeau would like to make contact. He did so the last time. Goes right back to the pitcher. Would like to do better this time. Soto's pitch, waved at and missed. So they strand a runner, but they do get two in the inning. So we'll go to the top of the third inning. It is 5-2 Carmel Mountain Ranch over Rancho Buena Vista. Logan Bursons started off in the third inning. Pulling back. Ethan Albertson is actually the batter. As the substitution starting to happen. Both teams hit hard. Shortstop has it, though. Throws over to first in time. One gone. And position where, in the batting order, where Noah Kempstead. And it sounds like that is indeed he that's going to bat. Pitch to Kempstead is a strike. Kempstead singled on a beautiful bunt to get aboard the first time up. But that was against So, facing Casey for the first time. Casey comes to the plate, took something off that pitch. Nothing in two, the count. The toughest things to do is when pitcher changes speeds out there. And, of course, obviously the movement. So Kimstead standing at first. Kelton Castillo is now the batter. The number 8 position in the lineup this particular inning. And swings and can't get the first one. There's 4 subs for Carmel Mountain Ranch All-Stars. So far, we've seen 2 of them. Not able to get that pitch. 0-2 to Castillo. As I mentioned earlier, all these players on the All-Star team, the 10 and 11-year-old, are very, very good players representing their league. But not able to get that pitch is Kelton, so he strikes out for the second out. Garrett Frechette is getting his warm-up tosses. He's a new pitcher now for RBV. Bob Casey coming in and pitching to 6 batters. Had a couple of strikeouts. Would have had a 3rd strikeout, but Kimstead, the catcher, couldn't hold on to it. Wayne Moak looks at a strike. 0-1, a count to him. Number 9 man in the lineup. He's number 36. Three of the 4 subs hit to right field and caught. So Mowat pops out, and that retires the side. Go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, it's still 5-2. Bottom of the 3rd inning for Rancho Buena Vista All-Stars, representing District 70 in the sectional All-Star Little League tournament in the 10 and 11-year-olds. 5-2 score. Corey Loberg in the batter's box. Facing Soto. One and one out of count. Soto's pitch is hit sharply in right center field. It goes all the way to the wall, and Loberg goes to second base, standing up with a double. So Corey Loberg has his first hit of the game, as he couldn't get a hit off of Brian So, but he does so off of John Soto. Always, as I mentioned before, a tough thing for a pitcher when the first man gets on. And if he gets to second base, that's each base he gets to, the worse it is. Bob Casey up there. Casey grounded out his first time up, but that wasn't against Soto. That was against So. 1-1 a count. Bob Casey. Two tall youngsters going at each other. And that pitch is outside. To be blessed with the height. Be 10 and 11 years of age. A lot of different sports you can get involved in where height is an advantage. Even in the sport of hockey, height can be an advantage. We were able to see that in a bantam game not so long ago. up in Anaheim. Pitch is outside. For ball 4, Bob Casey gets the walk. Well, now, Rancho Buena Vista is in business. They got runners on first and second. You're in the bottom of the third. There's going to be a pinch runner. Letourneau is the pinch runner. Garrett Frechette, the new pitcher up there. 0-1 account to Garrett. He doubled his first time up. And he doubled against So, as that one was fouled away, 0-2. But he came around to score one of the 2 runs that RBV has in this sectional game. 1-2 now to count to Garrett. And you know, he, as the new pitcher, wants to try to help himself out in a big way here, as he's got players standing on first and second, fouled away. It's a little late on that one. So still 1-2. Soto's pitch to the plate. Down too low. Two and two, the count to Garrett Frechette. Ryan Rice's position is on deck. That's the number 6 man in the order. Soto's pitch reached at and hit foul down the third base line. Garrett trying to protect the plate. 2-2, the count to him. His team down by 3, 5-2 here in the bottom of the third. Still plenty of time. When you have players on base, you want to try to cash them in. Hit hard down the left field line, and it is off the left fielder's glove. Runner rounds third. He'll come in and score it. It's 5-3. So making contact, Garrett Frechette. That's what you want to do. Make things happen. I believe this is going to be Hunter Epp coming up. First pitch is waved down and missed. 0-1. Next one's down too low. 1-1 to count to Hunter. 1 run in the inning, 5-3. Attempted bunt, but pulled back. He didn't want to try to bunt at that one. It was way too high anyway. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Tries to bunt at it again, and it's a strike this time. Now it's 2-2. Probably won't try it this time. But you never know. Soto wants to try to get him out. They don't have any outs in this inning. And he does so with a strikeout. So the first out of the inning. And here comes the number 8th man, or correction, number 7th man in the lineup. And it's Zach Thurman. Fisted down to second base. Second baseman goes over to first. Goes for that easy play and gets that second out. Runners now at second and third. Bob Casey pinch running at third base. Tristan Carballo is due up. Tough to have seen the number. It was Carballo. Hit hard. Shortstop. Throws across the diamond in time. Run does not count. Coming across. They only get one run in the inning, but they inch a little bit closer. It is 5-3 as we go to the fourth inning. Carmel Mountain Ranch over Rancho Buena Vista. A GLP moment from Section 6, 2011. Encinitas Little League able to win over La Mesa National Little League 12-3 as Marcus Salazar, Mickey Moniak, Nick Schuyler, and Dylan Hadley were accounting for 6 of the 12 runs in that victory. And they went on to play in a Southern California subdivisional and then were stopped by Parkview Little League. But they had a great season last year. That's another GLP moment. That one from last season. Garrett Frechette on the hill here in the fourth inning. The batter, Timothy Shaw. At the top of the order. Shaw facing Frechette for the first time. Lefty's pitch. Down too low. 1-1 is the count. Shaw struck out in the first inning, and then he singled in the second inning. 1 for 2. And the next lefty's delivery was waved at and missed. 1-2 is the count. By and large, the 3-run home run by John Soto has been the damage that has been done against Rancho Buena Vista in this game. Slow roller hit down to third base. He gloves it nicely and throws across in time. So Timothy Shaw is retired. 5-3 if you're keeping score. The first out of the inning. And Hunter Epp doing the work. Cross the diamond on that play to Casey. One ball and no strikes to count to Christian Lewis. Christian is singled and grounded out in 2 trips, but he scored in the first inning. 1 for 2. Can't get that one. It's 1-1. What's the count? Frechette comes to the plate. Hit down to shortstop. Shortstop has it, throws across in time. And that one's recorded as 6-3 for the second out of the inning. So Frechette recording the first two batters in the inning on outs. Thomas Barton coming to the plate now. The last sub for Carmel Mountain Ranch Little League. Frechette working to Casey during that conference. And Frechette throws that pitch down too low. Two balls and no strikes to count to Barton. Comes outside. Frechette has gotten outs. Each batter that has come to the plate and trying to do so here with Barton so they can get back in the bottom of this inning and try to do some work down by only 2 runs. 3-1 now to count. 3-1 delivery is hit right back to Frechette. Tough play, but he gloves it and throws in time. And so the work by Frechette now allows them to keep it only a 2-run deficit as it is 5-3 in this Section 6 Tournament All-Star game. Carmel Mountain Ranch over Rancho Buena Vista. Tristan Carballo is warming up in the bullpen for Rancho Buena Vista. Do not know if he will come in, but he is warming up. Normally that is your clear sun. Bottom of the 4th inning for Rancho Buena Vista. 5-3. Carmel Mountain Ranch leads in the Section 6 Tournament All-Star game. Yannick Kammerer is scheduled to bat. He's a number 9 man in the lineup. And then they'll turn it over to Noah Owen. RBV with a total of 5 hits in the game. 7 hits for Carmel Mountain Ranch. But the 3-run home run has been the difference in this game. Can they make up for it, RBV? Last couple of innings, they have not allowed Carmel Mountain Ranch to get any hits. 1 strike now on Kammerer. Soto comes to the plate. It's down too low. 1-1. Soto has the sign that he wants and comes to the plate. Waved and a miss now. It's 1-2. The Kammerer. The 1-2 delivery. Hold strike 3, and Kammerer strikes out for the first out of the inning. So to go to the top of the order, Rancho Buena Vista, it's Noah Owen. Owen against So. Got a base hit against Soto. He is struck out. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Can he turn it around this time against Soto? Lefty on righty. And the lefty fouls it away. No balls, one strike to count. Greg G.K. Porter with George Langevin bringing you the sights and sounds from 25 feet up in the air here at Murphy Canyon Little League, D'Amato Field. That pitch is low and outside. 1-1 now to count. And Noah Owen. Long look at the catcher's side. And Soto is ready to come to the plate. And it's down too low for ball two. 2-1 to Owen. Max LeBeau waiting in his opportunity on deck for RBV. The pitch is inside. 3-1 to count to Owen. Three-one pitch fouled away, and now it's 3-2. Got to have good pitching to go far in the All-Star tournament. And after having a rough first inning, things have settled down for RBV. The pitching perspective and offensively, they're trying to continue to put at least a run on the board or more. Did so in the last inning. In the second inning, they put two up there. And as Owen getting the walk here, another opportunity. LeBeau is up there, stepping in from the right side. The pitch to Max is a strike. 0-1 to count. Max LeBeau. Max, in the first inning, he grounded out. And then in the second inning, he struck out. And he struck out against Soto. But he hits this one past the second baseman in center field for a base hit. And there's a player that's hurt out there on the field. They'll take a timeout as they look at him. Carmel Mountain Ranch. LeBeau out there for RBV. This was hit hard into right center field. Rounding third. And coming to the plate. He's going to be safe. And it is 5-4 now. So Loberg driving that ball to right center field and going to third. On the play. And now an opportunity to tie this game up. Bob Casey, the batter. 2 strikes on him. Casey grounded out in the first inning and walked in the third inning. Fouls it hard off the plate, but foul. 0-2, still the count. LeBeau at third base. Loberg at first. Hit hard down the left field line. 1 run will score. And probably 2. Unless they get a good relay, and they do. And a tag. And just getting back is Corey Loberg. Tie game. Garrett Frechette, the batter. 5-5 game. Runners on second and third for Rancho Buena Vista as they want to try to get more. They had 3 consecutive hits in this inning after a strikeout and a walk. Hit hard, and center failed. They're going to get 1 run. Casey will have to hold up at third. So an RBI for Garrett Frechette. And they have the lead as Loberg scores. New pitcher is Wayne Moak. Greeted rudely with a base hit. Ryan Rice would normally be at his position in the batting order, 6th man. Looks like it's Ryan Rice up there at the plate. There's pitches of strike to Ryan. Singled in that first inning. And Epp batted in the last inning in this position in the batting order. Hunter Epp. Moak comes to the plate. It's hit hard. Shortstop has to go down and then throws over to second. Great play. However, Casey scores the run. When they cut off Frechette, the second out of the inning, that one going 6-4 on a fine play. Rice aboard on a fielder's choice. Zach Thurman is due to be up, but maybe not. We'll find out. Hunter Epp is running at first base. Moak's pitch short of home plate. And so Epp goes down to second. Four runs in this inning. 7-5. RBV leads Carmel Mountain Ranch. One and one out of count. One delivery. It's fouled away. Now it's 1-2. Thurman is grounded out to shortstop. He's grounded out to second base. Actually flied out to shortstop. Excuse me. And he swings and can't get that one. And then ends the inning, but Rancho Buena Vista now has the lead 7-5 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be John Soto, followed by Trevor Ray, then Logan Bursons, as all the subs have been used. And this is the man that gave him the lead. Start off the game, 3-0. With a 3-run home run. It's it hard down to the shortstop, and he's not going to be able to get that one. As it rolls all the way to the fence. And Soto motors to second base with a double. And so maybe Carmel Mountain Ranch is saying, you know, they had a total of 4 hits against us in a row, and that's really what was our demise in that bottom of the 4th inning. Maybe we can come around and do the same thing. Try to get the lead back. Number 9, pinch running. It's Brian So. Carmel Mountain Ranch. Trevor Ray, batter. Ray has singled, or I should say struck out, and he has walked. And in the first inning, he scored when he walked. One of the 5 runs. 7-5. Score, and that pitch is down too low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. The count. Hopefully you're enjoying this one from Murphy Canyon Little League. Established in 75. Couldn't get that pitch. It's 2-1 as the count. Freshette's pitch is down too low. Frechette, who has a pretty good curveball. We saw him warming up. Created problems for this CMR lineup. Last 2 innings, they have not been able to get any hits until this 5th inning, when finally John Soto broke that with the double. And So is standing there replacing him as a pinch runner. 3 balls and 1 strike now, the count to Trevor Ray. And that was ball 4 rather, so missed that. And Ray is on first. So on second. A conference on a man. Runners on first and second for Carmel Mountain Ranch. They're in business here in the 5th inning with nobody out. Burson's the batter. Pitch to Logan. It's a strike. It's 0-2 now, but the runners advance 60 feet. Now they're on second and third. The 0-2 pitch down too low for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Logan Bursons. Singled in that first inning, and he's back up here in the 5th. When he singled, that was not against Frechette. That was against Corey Loberg. Pitch inside. Three balls and 2 strikes now to count. Three-two delivery. The run will score. It is now 7-6. And Bursons is safe at first base. RBV has 9 hits, 8 hits now for Carmel Mountain Ranch. RBV has Max LeBeau pitching now. Facing Noah Kimstead. Beautiful bump by Kimstead in the first inning, and then he reached via the wild pitch. He would have been out, but the catcher was not able to hold on to it, and It went back to the backstop, and the throw to first base was not in time. But that was not against LeBeau, as now Max LeBeau has 2 strikes on Kimstead. 0-2 in this 10 and 11-year-old All-Star game. Hopefully you're enjoying it. 1-run lead for Rancho Buena Vista. Hit hard to right field, giving ground, right fielder making a catch. But that's going to score a run and tie up the game. So the sacrifice fly by Kimstead plates the run. That's the first out of the inning. Game tied at 7. As 2 runs have come in this 5th inning, the top of the 5th, for Carmel Mountain Ranch. I said at the outset, it could be a high-scoring game. So far, it's headed that way. Hit right to the second baseman. Loberg, the second out of the inning. That was Castile that flied out. F4 if we're keeping score. Wayne Moak. With 2 outs. 2 runs have come in. 7-7 score. Moak facing LeBeau for the first time. Catches the corner on that one. 0-2 the count. LeBeau staying the catcher. Now comes to the plate, fouled away. 0-2, still the count. Wayne Moak. Turn the lineup over to the top of the order. Will be Timothy Shaw. If Moak can get aboard. Heading down to second base is Logan Bursons. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Moak for Carmel Mountain Ranch. High and inside. 2-2 now to count. These 2 little leagues have not faced each other a lot in the sectional play. And therein lies the colors being the same, virtually. Except for Carmel Mountain Ranch, as that one's high and inside for ball 3 to Moak. Carmel Mountain Ranch with the blue versus the white for RBV, as you've already noticed. The same maroon color. And you big time people of color being able to judge different hues of color, say one is actually maybe a little bit different than the other. 3-2 the count. They get the 25-cent tag here at Murphy Canyon Little League if they get the foul ball. Kids running after it. So Wayne Moak getting the walk, keeping this inning alive. 2 outs. Runner on first, runner on second. Go to the top of the order. Timothy Shao. Shao up for his 4th time in this game. Pitch to him is high. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Shao facing Moak for the first time. Or I should say not Moak, LeBeau for the first time. As Moak is on first base. Moak is his teammate. 2 balls and no strikes. The count. The Shao, and now there's going to be a conference on the mound, maybe a pitching change. We'll find out. 2-0 delivery is high and outside for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to Timothy Shao. Christian Lewis waiting his opportunity on deck. Beautiful bunt, but it just rolls foul. Great attempt that time by Timothy Shao to get aboard. As the carousel, we're scoring runs across home plate for Carmel Mountain Ranch here in the critical 5th inning. Is something they want to continue to happen. But with 2 outs, RBV wants to try to shut it down. LeBeau comes to the plate inside, and Shao gets the walk. So the bases are loaded now. And there will be a pitching change. 7-7 here in the 5th inning. Don't go anywhere. Noah Owen is in for the pitching scenario for Rancho Buena Vista. Number 10, Christian Lewis, up there at bat. 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Noah asked to do a Herculean effort here. Get him out of a major jam with no more damage in this 5th inning. And keep the score even at 7. Can he do it? 2-0 delivery is down too low now. 3 balls and no strikes to count. Christian Lewis. David Orenstein waiting his opportunity on deck. No place to put him. Ball 4, and they will take the lead. Carmel Mountain Ranch regains the lead. So remember, they led 3-0 in the first inning. It grew to 4-0. And now they have the lead again after in that 4th inning. RBV took it away from them. 8-7, CMR. David Orenstein fouls it away. 0-1 account to David. David doubled in that first inning and came around and scored. Would love to be able to do that again here against Owen. He hits it hard to left field, but right at the left fielder. And they don't get any more runs, but they do get 3 in the inning, and they take the lead 8-7 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the fifth inning, it is 8-7, Carmel Mountain Ranch over Rancho Buena Vista. District 70 going against District 31. And this has turned out to be a dandy here in Murphy Canyon Little League presence, D'Amato Field. And the canyon above Interstate 15. You're in the lower part of the North County. Carballo, the batter. Moak came in the fourth inning. Struck out a batter, gave up a single, but didn't allow a run. Number 36. Two and one to count. Moak high and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike now the count. You're the coaching staff of Carmel Mountain Ranch. You do not want anybody to get aboard. You don't want to give up the lead. But RBV gets the leadoff walk. Those are always dangerous. And it allows them to get deeper into their batting order. Conference on a mound, 8-7. Carmel Mountain Ranch over RBV. Batter is Yannick Kammerer for Rancho Buena Vista. His team down by 1 run here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Greg G.K. Porter along with George Langevin bringing you the sights and sounds from up high. Langevin Productions. Hopefully you're enjoying this one. The Section 6 All-Star Tournament game in the first day of action. Teams awaiting their opportunity right after this one. San Carlos Little League, one of the teams. Haven't seen the other one. We still got a lot of drama yet to come in this one. As if we haven't had enough already. 1-1, 15 runs come across home plate, combine both teams. Kammerer trying to help his team to get more. That pitch was outside by Moak. 2 balls and 1 strike now to count to Yannick. Moak's pitch is waved at and missed, and now it's 2-2. Moak, the 3rd pitcher, Carmel Mountain Ranch Little League in this game. Three and 2 now to count as Yannick deciding to pull back, offering it that one, but home plate umpire is called him out. One gone. Big out for Moak and Carmel Mountain Ranch. Noah Owen at the top of the order for RBV. Pitch, swung on a miss. 0-1 a count to Owen. Owen has scored once. Owen has a single in this game. And a curveball a little bit inside, but it caught the corner. And now it's 0-2. Remember, in this game, Carmel Mountain Ranch has had a run disallowed because they had a player come to home plate and do a head-first slide. Otherwise, they'd have a 2-run cushion, vice a 1-run cushion. Will that come back to haunt them or will it not? We will soon find out. As that one was fouled away to plate by Owen, trying to stay alive. Carballo at first base. Pitch is high and outside. Owen. 1-2 with 1 out. The bottom of the 5th inning. They only go 6 in Little League Baseball, if you didn't know. Unless it's tied. Then they'll continue to play. We saw a 8-inning game already this season. Already going down to second base is Carballo, as it got way away from the catcher. And now Owen has an opportunity to get the tying run across with a base hit. Two balls and 2 strikes to Noah Owen. 2-2 delivery is waved at. The catcher doesn't get it. Owen is motoring down to first, and he'll be safe there. So the wild pitch, and Owen is aboard. And now there'll be a conference on the mound. Runners on first and third, vice a runner at first base, but the catcher could not get that 3rd strike. And so Owen was aboard. And the first pitch is a strike to LeBeau. LeBeau singled though the last time up and scored the run. He'd like to do exactly the same here. Gets away from the catcher, but not far enough for the runner to advance. The home plate with the scores, so still 8-7, Carmel Mountain Ranch. But now you have runners on second and third as Owen is standing at second, who should have been the second out. That didn't happen. And now he could be the go-ahead run. Hit to first base. Soto has it, and he scampers back to first and tied. Tries to get a double play, and he does! And they get out of the inning. John Soto on a beautiful hustle play, getting back to first, and then he wheels around and throws to home, and they get the double play, and it is still 8-7 as we go to the 6th inning. John Soto in the top of the 6th inning for Carmel Mountain Ranch, leading 8-7 by virtue of putting up 3 runs in the 5th inning to take the lead. They're being out-hit in this game by 1, but they have the 1-run lead. And Soto, you just saw what he did defensively. And if you didn't, he grabbed the ball at first base, touched the bag, turned around, and threw it to home for the double play in an attempt to tie up the game for Rancho Buena Vista in his Section 6 All-Star game. Both teams have won their district, so they beat some teams in order to continue on to this level, or this stage, if you will. But a big strikeout by Owen getting Soto, as he has homered and doubled, scored twice in this game. But he will not be able to add anything more unless it goes into extra innings. Trevor Ray, the batter. Ray has walked twice, scored twice. And a fastball, he can't get it, 0-1. Rancho Buena Vista, being the home team, are going to get their ups in the bottom of the 6th inning. But if you're Carmel Mountain Ranch, you'd like to add more to the score. There's that curveball, and it hits Ray. First hit by pitch. Batter in this game. Thomas Barton is going to pinch run. That's Trevor Ray. Smarting after being hit. Pitch. Hit hard past the second baseman into right field. And Kammerer bobbles it, but he throws it into Loberg quickly. And no further damage can occur. But a nice solid single for Bursons. And now here is Kimstead. Kimstead had a sacrifice fly in the 5th inning. And he got an RBI out of it. Give him the lead. And that could be the winning RBI. Swinging and missing that one. Kimstead. 0-2 the count to Noah Kimstead. Kimstead. Add some more runs to his team's lead. They can't get that pitch. It's the fastball. Good pitch by Owen. And that is his second out of the inning, as he was able to strike out Soto. Both teams showing they have good pitchers. Pitchers that can get the job done. Stem the tide for the other team, if you will. Castillo. Pitch to him is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Castillo. Flied out to the second baseman last time up. He'd like to get one over the infield this time, and where the outfielders are not, get his team another run. 2 balls and no strikes. But if he can walk, that'll be just as good. Maybe not as far as the score, but at least he can advance the runners. Two and one. Good curveball that time by Owen. Owen wants to try to get out of a jam here in the 6th inning. Give his team a chance. Fouled away by Castillo. 2-2 now the count to Kelton Castillo. Ryan Rice is going to be the new pitcher for Rancho Buena Vista. Going to work with that count. on Kelton Castillo of 2-2. Both teams have 9 hits. The new pitcher in for RBV, that's Ryan Rice. And his first pitch is outside. Remember, it was a 2-2 count to Kelton Castillo, and now it is 3-2. Runners on first and second. Inside for ball 4. 2 straight balls by Rice. And now Castillo is aboard, and it has loaded the bases for Carmel Mountain Ranch Little League, the District 31 representatives in this Section 6 All-Star Tournament. Here in the 6th inning for Carmel Mountain Ranch, Wayne Moak. That first pitch, way too high by Rice. Release point. Wasn't a good one there by Ryan. Lots of variables go on. These Little League All-Star games, managers and thinking about, especially in this scenario, first game of a sectional tournament. Don't want to use up all your pitches or your key pitchers. You want to win this game, but at the same time, you want to have a chance in case you do lose it to come back in the tournament. And now, conference on the mound. Still 8-7, Carmel Mountain Ranch. Tristan Carballo is warming up. He's a new pitcher for RBV. Two-one count to Wayne Moak. That's what Tristan Carballo up there on the hill has to work with. The lefty, number 24 for RBV. Getting a strike. Ryan Rice having a hard time up there. Manager Marty Miller deciding to make a change. Carballo's pitch is hit high, giving ground as a right fielder, but he makes a catch. And they strand 2. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 8-7, Carmel Mountain Ranch over Rancho Buena Vista. 3 outs left for RBV. Or can they extend this game? This game would be tied if it wasn't for John Soto, the first baseman for Carmel Mountain Ranch, number 35, coming up with a great double play as off the bat of Max LeBeau, he was able to glove it, tag first base, and throw home and cut down the runner trying to tie the game up. So they lead by the 1 run here in the bottom of the 6th inning. But can RBV find a way to tie it up or win the game? I alluded to a couple innings ago, we've already seen a game that went 8 innings. It was for a league championship, and a walk-off home run in the 8th inning won the game. So who knows? Corey Loberg trying to do damage against Wayne Moak. But Moak falling behind. In the count is 3 balls and no strikes. Ball 4, so Loberg gets that all-important leadoff walk. And now here comes Bob Casey. If you're RBV, you're thinking, make contact, drive the ball far. Noah Kimstead will be working to Bob Casey. RBV down by 1 run, but they got a runner at first base. He's a tying run. Casey, the winning run. 1 ball and no strikes. As unlike some of the other scenarios, there was actually a count when a pitcher has come in, the relief pitcher, but not in the case of Casey. One and one to Casey. Casey has a double in this game, and he scored a run. Pitch to him is a strike. Nobody out yet in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Bob Casey. One-two delivery. Skied into center field. Center field gives ground, but comes in and it drops in. And Casey is aboard. And now you got runners on first and second now. So here is Garrett Frechette. Frechette has a single. He has a double in this game. And Frechette knows the winning run is standing at first base in Bob Casey. Nobody out. Kimstead pitch fouled away. Noah in a jam here. The tying run is standing at second base. But he's got a 0-1 count to Garrett Frechette. The 0-1 delivery down too low, and it's 1-1. John Soto playing deep at first. So is the second baseman, the shortstop. And the third baseman is almost at the edge of the grass. Pitch to Frechette is down too low now. Ahead of the count in a big way. Frechette. Garrett just wants to make contact, or if he can be walked, get aboard. But there's a strike now, and it's 2-2. Two and two. Teams are waiting to play their game. Will this be a waiting scenario, or will it be decided here? But Frechette strikes out. And they're down to their last 2 outs. The pitching for Carmel Mountain Ranch has been very good in the last inning plus. And if they win this Section 6 All-Star game, it will be because of that. No balls and 1 strike to count to Ryan Rice. The runners on first and second. And that is outside, and now it's 1-1. The speedy of the two runners standing at second, and that's what you want to tie the game up. They've already used their special pinch runner in this game. That's why Casey is standing at first. Waving in and missing is Rice. And now it's 1-2. Stepping out of the batter's box is Rice. Now he's back in there. Kimstead trying to put together a Herculean effort. And who knows, it could put them on their way. This one is hit to the shortstop. He makes a play. And there's 2 down. Just couldn't get enough of it, Rice, to get it out of the infield. Send it to bat, Zach Thurman. Kimstead working to Zach Thurman. Pitch high and inside to Zach. The runners have not moved. But that's because Carmel Mountain Ranch has not given him an opportunity to. And Noah Kimstead. Swung on and missed. 1-1, the count to Thurman. Flied out to the shortstop. He grounded out to the second baseman. He struck out in the 4th inning. He's made contact, wants to do it again here. Fouled away as he gets a piece of it. But he's 1 strike away from Carmel Mountain Ranch winning the first game in a thriller. But getting that 1 strike can be the toughest thing. We've seen it before. Little League World Champions were world champions last year because they would not go down. They were 1 strike away as it's fouled away. They were playing San Diego County's best Parkview Little League last year. And Parkview was 1 strike from taking it into a nightcap. It didn't happen. And Ocean View went on to win and win the World Series later on. Kimstead comes to the plate. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Carmel Mountain Ranch is the winners. 8-7. Good pitching. The 3-run homer was the one to the undoing of RBV. And when they gained the lead, Carmel Mountain Ranch came back, and they would not relinquish it again. Stick with us. There'll be interviews and closing comments from those who participated in this Section 6 All-Star Tournament from Murphy Canyon Little League this afternoon. Greg G.K. Porter back here after this exciting Section 6 All-Star game from Murphy Canyon Little League. We're won by Carmel Mountain Ranch over Rancho Buena Vista. And I'm going to just let them introduce themselves and talk a little bit about this exciting Section 6 All-Star game. Here they go.
Hi, I'm Thomas Barton, number 37. I had a great game. It was a great game today. I had a fun time.
Step up. Let's go.
My name is Trevor Ray, number 7, and I'm really glad that we came through with this game.
My name is Noah Kempstead, number 44, and I was really happy with our performance and the outcome of the game.
Way to go, closer.
My name is John Soto, number 37, and I thought this game was amazing, and I went 3 for 4. And yeah, and with a home run.
Christian Lewis, number 10. I am very happy with our outcome of the game and that we came through and played the game team together.
Good, Christian, very good.
Hi, my name is David Ornstein, number 5, and I'm really glad we came through and pulled off a win tonight, and we played this game as a team. Thank you.
Good job, David.
Hey, I'm Logan Bursons, and I'm number 21. And today's game was an awesome game. All our pitchers pitched amazing, and I went 2 for 3 with both 2 singles.
My name's Timothy Shao, number 2, and I'm very excited that we had a win today.
My name is Joel Stevens, and I'm number 11, and I liked how we came back in the 5th inning to win 8-7.
Good job, Joel.
My name is Wayne Mike, and I'm number 36, and I'm really happy about how this game came to end and how it was a battle to the end.
Good job on the hill today, Wayne.
I'm Kelton Castillo, number 16, and I'm very happy we pulled through and beat. Forgot what the Rancho Buena Vista.
All right, so when we started our journey 30 days ago, we instituted something that we just commonly call Team Together. And that's what this win was. This win was a big win for us from the standpoint of being up and then being behind, showing some mettle and coming back. We really institute a Team Together approach. Team together, stay together, boys. We know what it takes to win. We've been winning as a team for the last couple of years, and I'm so darn proud of my coaching staff, our fans, the community, and most especially these individual boys who came together and all contributed in a great way. This is another step in our journey, and we hope to be talking to you many times further as we go. Thanks for being here.
And so that's going to wrap it up from Murphy Canyon Little League. 8-7, Carmel Mountain Ranch over RBV, as you saw. It was a 3-run home run that did in RBV by John Soto. He had a big double play in the 5th inning as well off of Max Lebo's ground ball to first base. 2 doubles by David Ornstein, and Logan Bursons had a couple of hits as well. On the other side of the ledger was Corey Loberg, had 2 doubles. Bob Case had a double and a single, and Garrett Frechette had a double and a single, and that is your scoring. Well, we hope you enjoyed all the action in this Section 6 All-Star game right here from Murphy Canyon, where the military lives, and we hope to see you again next time. I'm Greg G.K. Porter for George Langevin on the video camera saying take care of yourself as always. God bless, and remember to save this one on your hard drive. Bye now.